So project-wise, what are you working on now for yourself? What other projects are you involved in?
I just started helping out in a foundation. It's called Taxpayer Protection Foundation. I think it's a really interesting project because it's a monitoring system. So right now, there's 85,000 new IRS agents. 1 in 500 people get audited. So
One in how many?
500
One in 500
currently.
get audited?
Yes. So imagine what's going to happen now with 85,000 new.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, and you'd be surprised that we think that it's only this certain level, but actually every economic level gets audited, and some on lower economic levels have a higher a number of people that get audited because of all the government programs they're on, and they're not necessarily always in a position to do that, but to know what to do. So, but the Taxpayer Protection Foundation, it's kind of like monitoring with like your credit score,
Oh,
right? You pay like $20 a month, and
like LifeLock.
yeah, like a lot, exactly. So you get $20 a month, and it allows you to for the foundation to let you know if you just got flagged or if you're being looked at internally, and then the foundation reaches out to you
Brilliant.
and says, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, or June, we need to have a conversation because it looks like the IRS is considering an audit on you." And then
How did they get that information? Is there?
yeah, so once a member gives us, they fill out a form that gives us the right to represent them, and so what happens is it gets submitted. We have an algorithm that's built that kind of takes care of the rest. If all of a sudden we know something's going on, then you get a call. If there's nothing going on, you get a monthly email, lets you know, hey, everything's good. But if not, then you'll get an email or a phone call saying, hey, let's set up a time. If you have a CPA or accountant, we're going to tell you, call your CPA or accountant and let them know what's going on. If you don't,
Do you need one? What do you do?
if you need one, our members get special rates with really, really specialized people. And so if they need help preparing for an audit, I mean, our team also opens up so that they can also have access to tax planning from their corporation to themselves personally, because if you structure yourself correctly, the amount of taxes you pay is night and day difference. And it's not a lot of people think it's like, oh, you're cheating the system or something.
Right.
But there's actually over 74,000 pages of tax law. And so how does an average accountant or an average CPA? You can't. It's impossible. So we have teams that are just strategists that just know that really well. And so it's the same rules that, when people say, oh, so-and-so, he's a billionaire and he pays no taxes. Well, he does. It's less than a lot.
Sure.
But what they're doing is they're using the same tools that we all have, but we just don't know about it.
Exactly.
So instead, the foundation is designed for that. And so the foundation will actually give you the opportunity to work with people if you want to, all the way down to insurance and retirement planning, because it's like 20% of people that are 50 and over have zero retirement, which is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like 54% of the current U.S. population doesn't even have $10,000 in retirement. So what's going to happen?
Right.
Like because they're not taking any steps, or they don't have the right guidance.
Yeah.
And they're not thinking about it.
So do you have to be part of the program initially, or say that someone gets audited out of the blue, can they find you and then start from that point?
Sure.
Or is it that you're hitting businesses before they get to that point? I guess you're doing both. Can you?
It's really both. So if all of a sudden somebody gets an audit and they're like, we don't know who to call or what to do, they could absolutely become a member, and then they can utilize the services there. Yeah, totally.
And then what about state tax? Just cover
state, federal, all the above. Yeah, and even if they're looking for tax planning or retirement planning or understanding how to structure all that, whether it's for themselves or their business, they can come to us for that too. That's all.
So that's going to target so many businesses.
Yeah.
If they can just know that it's being monitored and watched.
Yeah.
That's so worth it.
What if they work currently with an accounting firm, a tax firm?
Totally,
just working
totally
together?
okay. Yeah, hand in hand. In fact, lots of times people are always afraid that we find accountants that are afraid that we're trying to take their business from them, and that's not necessarily the case. What we want to do is we want to make sure that they have the right structure, and then they can take that structure to their accountant or CPA or tax attorney and say, hey, can we look at a structure like this? If you do that and they're like, no, we can't look at that, there's probably a problem. Either they're don't have the right education, they haven't spent enough time, or they just want to do the basics, and either one of those is probably not going to put you in the best
you would
position.
think the accountant would be grateful for your services.
Yeah, we work with a lot of them.
Eases their need to do anything, and then as soon as it needs to be done, you work in companionship with that for the client. I mean, it seems like it's the best for.
It's better for us
their
because we have a very great growing network of our professionals, but there's always that tipping point where someone already has a great professional and we can help give them tools and say, hey, this is how we just restructured their corporate structuring, and this is how it should run for them. And they were like, they work together, they'll become better too. And so the whole system gets more effective for everybody. Yeah.
So how do people locate your service, and what do they do, or how do we spread that word where we let people know?
So for the taxpayer, the foundation is taxpayerprotectionfoundation.com. So that one's pretty simple. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.